People take advantage of you because of who you are. It might sound harsh, but it's true. How others see you influences how they behave towards you. Your actions often show if you're a confident person or someone they can manipulate. Ever feel like you're the one always being taken for a ride? In this vast, intricate web of human relationships, it's not uncommon to find ourselves exploited by those we trust. Today, we're diving into a topic of great relevance: 5 signs that suggest you might be an easy target for exploitation. Stay tuned as we delve into these signs and help you navigate the tricky waters of human interactions. First up, the nice guy syndrome. You are always trying to be the nice guy. You've probably met someone who's always going out of their way to be pleasant, to keep the peace, to make everyone else happy. This, dear synergizers, is what we call the nice guy syndrome. But here's the twist: constantly trying to be the nice guy can make you an easy target for exploitation. Picture this: you're bending over backwards to accommodate others, often at the expense of your own needs and desires. You're saying yes when you really want to say no. You're silencing your voice to keep others comfortable. You go the extra mile to do favors for others, even if it costs you dearly. This behavior sends a clear message to those around you that their needs, wants and desires are more important than yours. For example, you always say yes to a coworker or boss who gives you extra tasks, even at the expense of your own workload. This desire to win other people's approval outweighs the inconveniences you may face. And unfortunately, there are those who will seize this opportunity to take advantage. Now, don't get me wrong. Being kind, considerate and understanding is a virtue, but when these traits are taken to an extreme, they can become a vulnerability. You see, there's a fine line between being nice and being too nice. When you cross that line, you're essentially handing over your power to others. What to do instead? Let's be clear here. You can be kind without letting people walk all over you. If you choose to do something for someone that needs your help, do it out of a genuine desire to help and not to be liked. There's no harm in being the nice guy, as long as you're also standing up for yourself and setting boundaries. After all, respect is a two-way street. Remember, being nice doesn't mean being a pushover. Our second sign is the tendency to overestimate people's goodness. This can stem from a belief in the inherent virtue of humanity, a belief often formed during our childhood. We're taught to see the best in people, to trust, and to give the benefit of the doubt. But this optimism, unchecked, can lead us into a trap. Why? Because not everyone operates with the same integrity. When we overestimate the goodness of others, we open ourselves up to manipulation and exploitation. This explains why people in toxic and abusive relationships justify their situations. Their self-esteem and confidence have been so severely eroded that abuse or being exploited feels normal. We may find ourselves in situations where our trust is taken advantage of, our kindness mistaken for weakness. It's like handing someone an open invitation to exploit us. This doesn't mean we should become cynical or suspicious of everyone around us. It simply means that we need to balance our optimism with a healthy dose of realism. It's about recognizing that people, just like us, are complex beings with both virtues and flaws. It's important to balance optimism with realism. What to do instead? Get a counselor or therapist to help you figure out what's holding you back. They'll support you in building love and respect for yourself. Take care of yourself, be kind, set boundaries, and be around people who boost your self-esteem. Moving on to sign number 3, the anxious attachment style. This is a term from psychology referring to how individuals form emotional bonds. Those with an anxious attachment style often fear rejection and crave closeness. They may over-rely on their partners for validation, creating an imbalance of power that can be exploited. People with this behavior pattern often struggle with moving on from the past. They hold on to past relationships that are no longer healthy and dwell on memories and emotions. Now, how can you recognize this in yourself? Well, you might notice a tendency to become overly worried about your relationships, or you may feel a constant need for reassurance from your partner. You might also find yourself ignoring your own needs in order to please others, but don't despair. Recognizing this pattern is the first step towards change. By understanding your attachment style, you can begin to work on building healthier relationships. And remember, it's okay to ask for reassurance, but it's equally important to find security within yourself. Understanding your attachment style can help in building healthier relationships. What to do instead? Try to move on from the past. Let the past go. If your childhood was difficult with lots of rejection and abandonment, get support. A therapist can help you deal with insecurity and show you ways to form healthier connections. Before we go into the next sign, please take a moment to click the subscribe button. It means a lot to us, so we can continue to create interesting contents that resonates with you. Don't forget to click the bell icon also. Thanks, Synergizers. Our fourth sign is having a high appetite for avarice. Now, avarice, that's a fancy term for an insatiable desire for wealth or material gain. It's an age-old human tendency, but when it becomes a dominant trait, it can make us vulnerable to exploitation. Why, you ask? Well, when we're driven by avarice, we might ignore ethical boundaries and overlook the intentions of others, making us an easy prey for those who'd exploit us. You might not realize how vulnerable you are until it's too late. If someone has hidden motives, they'll use your greed by making fake promises or creating situations to take advantage of your desire for more wealth, power, or things. It's like a moth to a flame. We're drawn to the allure of more, even if it's at our own peril. But don't despair. Recognizing this trait in ourselves is the first step to managing it. What to do instead? Build self-awareness and make ethical choices. Think about your values, set clear limits, and think about the lasting effects of what you do. Doing this helps you avoid falling into the trap of greed and safeguards you from being easily manipulated or taken advantage of. Remember, it's about finding a balance between ambition and contentment. Avarice can be a slippery slope. It's crucial to keep our desires in check. Finally, sign number 5, feeling unworthy of love and respect. This feeling of unworthiness, this sense of not deserving affection or consideration, is a profound and often hidden struggle for many. It's a struggle that can make you an easy target for exploitation. Why is this so? Because when you don't value yourself, you're less likely to stand up for yourself. You may allow others to walk all over you, to disregard your needs, to exploit you. Your self-worth is fundamental to your relationships. It dictates how you let others treat you and how you treat yourself. According to a study, such people struggle with major self-esteem, relationship, emotional and behavioral issues. For instance, 68% of people who feel unworthy of love also say they don't like themselves, and 70% of them feel they're not good enough for anyone. As a result, they tend to have an intense desire to be liked, a strong need for approval, and a strong fear of rejection. They also have a tendency to give more weight to other people's opinions. And here's the thing. Feeling unworthy of love and respect is not a fact. It's a belief, a deeply ingrained one, but a belief nonetheless. And beliefs can be changed. You can learn to see your worth, to respect yourself, to demand the same from others. What to do instead? Connect with a counselor or therapist to discover and overcome beliefs that hold you back. They'll support you in building self-love and respect. Take care of yourself. Be kind, set limits, and be with those who boost your self-esteem. Remember, you're deserving of love and respect just like everyone else. So there you have it, 5 signs that might signal you're easy to exploit. Each of these behaviors can make you a prime target for manipulation and exploitation. It's crucial to take the time to reflect on these signs, to understand if you exhibit any of them. If you do, it's not a cause for alarm, but a call to action. Take steps to address these behaviors to ensure you're not leaving yourself vulnerable to exploitation. Remember, recognizing these signs is the first step towards ensuring healthier, mutually respectful relationships. Stay strong, stay aware. Until next time, stay soulfully synergized.